In the world of friendships, integrity-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated directors have experienced toxic friendships who are members of the elite squad known as We Are Listening.
We are talking about friendships today.
Yes. So a few weeks ago, some of our followers might have noticed on our Instagram page and our social media intern, Zoe. Shout out to Zoe.
Zoe,
good job.
Shout out. Hi, Zoe.
Hey. She posted about toxic friendships and what they look like. So some of those qualities are manipulation.
Number one.
They're too critical of you. You can never do anything right. They always have to criticize something that you've done. There's dishonesty. There's a codependency. They need you to always be right here with them. They don't want you to have any other friends.
I thought you said a COVID pendency.
That too.
Nope. 6 feet, social distance, no COVID dependency.
No.
6 feet. They're judgmental. You don't feel seen or heard. Every time you try to say something, try to talk about something, they have a story that can be better. So you never ever tell your own story. You don't feel supported. They're overly competitive. Goes back to what Benet was saying. You get that B, they got that B plus. And best believe they're going to tell you about their B plus.
Yes.
They have malicious intent. The advice they give, be careful, because it's not in your favor. There's some back door wheeling and dealing. They don't have your best interest at heart. Truly, they don't. They try to isolate you from others. That's that codependency. They need you to themselves. Why? So they can manipulate you. Yes. All these things go hand in hand to create a toxic relationship, a toxic friendship. And last but not least, they can be emotionally draining.
Oh my goodness.
If you ever leave an interaction with someone and you're like, I need a nap, I need a 5-hour energy, like it just takes so much out of you.
Draining.
That's draining. That's not a good friendship should revitalize you. You should feel good after you've hung out with your friends. Not like, all right, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to see that person for another 6 weeks. I can't.
Yes. And the drama.
Pop up on your phone and you're like, oh.
Right.
Exactly. And that's because, like when they were saying, they bring the drama. You're like, I just don't have it in me today to deal with that.
No.
So today, each of us are going to tell you a story that touches on maybe not all of these, but some of these traits of a toxic friendship.
Yes.
So, sit down, buckle up, grab your popcorn, because we about to have tea time. We gonna spill the tea on toxic friendship.
Yes. And you know that we are listening. We're always positive. We always give, good advice, supportive. And we're going to be supportive today. But there's times we have to just keep it real. We have to let y'all know that, you're going to experience these things if you haven't already. And we just want to share with you that, as the team of We Are Listening, we go through things too. So when we're giving advice and we're telling you about different things, we've gone through it too. So we're going to share some stories with you. So as Cass said, buckle up.
All right. So I'm going to go first, So when this was, right after I graduated from college. So maybe 2 years ago. I reconnected with,
a year ago.
with a friend. Yes, a year ago. What am I talking about? Right. So I reconnected with an old friend. Side note, sometimes you really don't need to reconnect with people. So we reconnected. And, we started hanging out again and all these things. It was fun. And she asked me to do her a favor. She asked me to put her house phone in my name. Now.
People still got house
Right.
That couldn't have been a year ago. Hold on. You got to change that. Years. But anyway, yes, her house phone. And remember that list we ran down where it said untrustworthy? There were times that I had caught her in little lies, but I chalked it up to whatever. Red flag number 1.
Red flag.
So I was like, it's fine. Okay, wave that red flag. So I was like, okay, no problem. We're friends. I'll do this for you. So I did it for her. She got her phone. We went about our business, still hanging out. Great stuff. Then fast forward a couple months, I get a notice in the mail that my name had been sent to collections.
What? Oh my goodness.
That is a big deal when it comes to your credit.
Yeah.
Which we are listening, we'll discuss at a later date. Stay tuned.
Yes. A whole workshop on that, okay?
Yes. It's a whole workshop. But your credit is very important if you want to buy a car, a house, rent an apartment. It's important for a lot of things. So when I got this notice in the mail, like my heart dropped. Broke out into a cold sweat. I was like, what is that? I don't even have this. What is this? So some investigation, I figured out what it was. The phone bill that was in my name that I wasn't even using had been run up to $2,000.
Oh my goodness.
Now for a fresh college graduate, that it should have had a million zeros in it, because I was like, I'm never gonna pay this. Oh, this is so like, and when I had a conversation with said friend and said, this is what's happening and we have to fix this, they got a little bit upset with me that I confronted them about it.
Don't you love it? Don't you love it when it just the tables get turned?
So friend Sydney was upset with me and was like, I will handle it. I was like, all right, cool. Just long story short, it was never handled. So I had to go on a payment plan. I had to, whatever little money I had as my my fresh out of college paycheck, had to go to handling something that wasn't even my fault.
Yes.
But something I did out of the goodness of my heart for a friend. And that's what I heard. Because I was like, we're friends. Like, why would you do this to me?
Right.
I let you use my name and my credit. Like, that's a big deal.
And like Cass said, we're gonna talk on this a little bit. Cass, sorry to cut you off, but when you co-sign for somebody and they don't take care of their own credit, they are not going to take care of yours. And this is an example that Cass went through. That this person obviously didn't have the credit to get her own, so she messed up. Tried to almost mess up.
She tried to. I handled it because my mother always told me about credit, so I was like, I have to handle this. So handled it. Credit is stellar, chef's kiss, but I had to handle that, and it hurt for a little bit because that's someone you consider a friend, but I consider it a lesson learned, and it is what it is. It was an expensive lesson to learn, and unfortunately, we are not friends anymore. But like I said, sometimes you do not need to reconnect with people because there's a reason they're no longer in your life.
Yeah.
But
there's a reason in season sometimes.
She was going through what she was going through.
Fortunately, exactly. You're not friends anymore.
Right.
Yeah, fortunately.
Right.
Yes. Does not do that to a friend.
Exactly.
Yes. She was going through things at that time in her life. So she did not have the wherewithal to figure out that that's not how you treat a friend.
Right.
So, but God bless her. She's doing whatever she's doing. I don't know. And I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm prospering. So
good to go.
It's all good. It's all good. No hard feelings, no ill will, but no longer friends.
Now,
okay.
Ash, you did see her later on in life?
I did see her. I saw her a couple of years after that, and she apologized. She did. She said she's so sorry. She didn't mean to do that, and she couldn't believe she treated a friend like that.
Did she apologize? I was like,
no, she did not. But she apologized. She said she's sorry. She didn't mean to treat a friend like that. I said it's all good. From a distance. Let's just keep our distance.
And that's
go about your life. I'll go about mine. But like I said, no ill will. Just keep on doing you, boo.
It's important to know that if somebody does take the time to be accountable or hold themselves accountable for what they did and apologize, that's fine. That's good. You can accept that apology without accepting them back into that space in your life.
Right.
So,
and in that case,
forgiveness does not mean reconnection.
Right. In that case, it would have been you could accept the apology even more if she would have attempted to try to pay you back with interest.
It would have been nice, but I wasn't holding my breath.
Right. You weren't looking for it. Well, I have a story about, on Zoe's list, isolation from others.
Mm.
I had a situation when I was in college, again, a year or two ago, you know, where I had a friend at the time. Me and her were tight, but she kind of befriended me rapidly. Like it kind of took place kind of quickly. Like in about 3 to 4 weeks, I was best friend. She was calling me her best friend, of course. And you know, I was sister, and don't side eye me, best friend. And you know, we were kicking it in school. We took a lot of classes together. You know, we were rocking, right? And then, you know, I met Daisha. Hi, Daisha. So I met Daisha, and we met in the gym. You know, she was cool. She was friendly. Me and her became friends. So my friend that I had at the time kept saying she didn't like Daisha. And I'm like, how do you not like Daisha? She's cool. She's a sweetheart. She's, you know, she's mad cool. And she was like, I just don't like her. You know, basically, if you're going to be friends with her, our friendship is over. Right? So long story short, she eventually stopped talking to me because I continued to be friends with Daisha. She wanted me all for herself. She wanted me to be only her friend. And, you know, I got enough love to go around. You know what I mean? I have different relationships with different friends. Some friends I, you know, go to the movies with. Some friends I go to dinner with. Some friends I dance with. You know, I have enough love to go around. But at this time in my life, I learned a big lesson. And that was when I see red flags. I see them. You see red flags early. Where's our red flag? You see red flags early. When you see those red flags, stay tuned, because that person is going to show you who they really are. Okay. And you don't need that. You know, I was hurt by that friendship. Other things happened too, but I just wanted to talk about, you know, that part. But, you know, I got hurt, and I said, never again will I allow that to happen to me. So that was one of my stories about a toxic friendship. What about you, Ann?
I mean, as long as you take I think as long as you take a lesson out of it, it's not a wasted.
Right.
You know,
yeah. It's a lesson
It's not a
learned.
wasted experience if you can take a lesson out of it.
Yes. It's a lesson learned. And that's with anything that happens in life. You know, it might be negative, but it's a lesson learned. You know how to move going forward.
Right.
Definitely.
I was thinking about this when we were talking about this. I was like, who am I going to talk about? Because, you know, when you've been friends with people for long periods of time, it's like a roller coaster. Sometimes you have some situation, well, except for me and my bestie, we're trying to
bestie.
Anyways. But, you know, in relationships, in any type of relationship, you're not going to see eye to eye all the time. So I was struggling trying to think, but then I remembered. And I was older on in life, so don't think that this is something that just happens when you're a kid, because a lot of times you say, oh, that you hear people go through stuff.
Absolutely.
That's so high school. Unfortunately, that behavior that someone has, that person's character that they had in high school, they carry that baggage with them to college and so on and so forth. They're going to be around you at work in different situations. So like she said, red flags, look out for them. So I was working at this huge company, which will remain unnamed.
Anonymous.
And I had a coworker. She and I started in this new department together, and we clicked really good, really quick. And it was like, oh, she's really cool. Like, we would go out. I would go to her family's house. We would joke about her son and my kid. Oh, our kids are going to get up and grow up and get married and stuff. Like, we were so cool. And I would notice, and it's so funny when you say red flags, because I would notice how she would throw shade to like other people here and there, different. And one time, like, I was thinking about this. I said something about my husband at the time. Not married currently. Not that something's wrong with being married, but anyways. My husband at the time, I said something about my husband. She was like, "You're married?" Like, she was surprised. So I felt a little bit of the shame. I was like, yeah, but I just kind of like, some people have that personality where they're like kind of borderline rude, you know, but that's like how they kind of joke with people. But then sometimes you have to recognize that there's some truth to every joke. Every joke comes from
it's coming from somewhere. It's coming from somewhere.
So continue with the relationship. Anyways, at work, she was not the best employee as far as ethically. She broke the rules all the time, and I knew it. I knew it.
Untrustworthy.
We worked at a call center. She was rude to customers. She would hang up. She would do things, and she would kind of step on other people to kind of get ahead. So the situation happened where she was on track towards management, and in an effort to make herself look better, she threw me under the bus.
Oh no!
I went into work on the day that I was off, and she happened to be there because she was working weekends or whatever, just trying to get to management. And I had an emergency phone call, and I got off the phone. What I was doing, I didn't do it properly. I was in the middle of a call with a client, and what I should have done is I should have waited till I was done with the client, sign out, and then. But because it was a family emergency, I just put the person on.
Yeah.
Of course.
Situation.
Yeah.
Instead of her coming to me and saying, what happened, not even as someone who was going to be a manager, but even as my friend, like, is everything okay or whatever, to find out what happened, she went behind my back to management and was like, oh, she did this, that, and that. And you would think that it wouldn't be something that big of a deal, but I got fired behind that. Reason being, my job already knew that I was planning on leaving. I was only staying there to become fully vested in my pension. That was literally the only reason I was there. But because she did that, she gave the job an opportunity to out me before I was able to get fully vested. So she cost me my pension. She cost me my job. It was like
that's a big one.
I couldn't believe that she did me like that because we were so cool. But those red flags, those little red flags were there, those quote unquote flaws in her personality, or that's just how she is. She wouldn't do like that. No, I wasn't exempt from that behavior.
Right. And you know what, Antoinette, a lot of times, like, you think like in relationships, like you're a special person. You know what I mean? Like they tell you about things they've done to other people. You see how they act, but you think because you're a good person that's not going to happen to you until a situation like what you happened to you happens.
Yeah, because you're like, I would never do that to you. Why would you why would you do that? It would never cross my mind to step on someone's back to get ahead.
Even if they weren't my friend, even if they weren't my friend in that situation, I wouldn't have. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. Because stuff like that momentary gain you get in your new position, how you got it, you're not gonna be able to enjoy it.
Exactly.
Oh,
so Antoinette, what ended up happening? Did she end up getting the position that
she got the position, but she didn't hold on to it for long because she couldn't hide who she was.
Gotcha.
She could not hide who she was. Person that she was before she became in management, she was still that person, and it cost her.
Right.
So, at the end of the day, you did all this, and
for what?
For what?
Yeah, I was really upset about that.
Yeah, understandably so. But you know what? Again, it was a lesson learned. Keeping friendship and business separate, because once somebody does that to you, you just don't trust, ever again other people, especially when it comes to your job.
It can never be the same.
Because I mean, you're talking about a job where I'm sure you had 401ks or pensions and, time in, and you may have lost some of those things, and that's big. That's big.
And 401ks and pensions are things that you pay into that when you leave a job, you get money back. So
I ended up having
you set it aside.
I ended up having to use my money in my 401k to kind of
hold you over. Yeah,
because I ended up losing my job prematurely, before I planned. And so it just kind of threw everything off.
So have you ever seen her since?
Yes. But you know what? I'm very grateful to the universe for making it possible for a lot of time to go by before that happened, because if I would have seen her when it initially happened, I can't guarantee that my reaction would have been appropriate. So enough time did pass that when she see me, of course she didn't know that I knew that she was the one.
Oh, okay.
So she just was like, oh my
Oh my goodness.
And it was on my birthday. I seen her on my birthday. It was a memorable. It was my 40th birthday.
Yo, what? Yo, what?
What's your
28th.
My 20th times 2 birthday. And, I was at a hair salon. It was just not.
So you were in a good vibe, a good space.
Yes,
so,
I was
like,
and I just didn't want to allow that. I didn't want to feed into that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way she was acting, it just let me know, like, wow, you don't even have it within you to acknowledge. At least cast your girl years later.
Right.
Even though she didn't pay you back, she knew she was wrong. This girl,
she did.
Like,
and I accepted the apology and moved on.
Right.
Like nothing happened. So, I'm glad that she's not in my circle anymore. Because it could have cost me a lot more. Who knows?
Yeah.
Definitely. What about you, Doc?
Some bridges need to be burned sometimes.
Yes.
And that's A-okay. And we need to be okay with ending friendships. Don't let them manipulate you into getting back. Oh, but we had so many years. You just want to let it go like that. We had all those years of friendship when you did me dirty and you didn't care about those years of friendship. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Sorry, not sorry. What's up, Di? What you got for us?
What you got for us, Di?
Okay, well, for me, let's see. A little similar to what Cass was talking about. But in my case, of course, it has to do with your credit. I was checking my credit report and, checking to make sure everything is okay. And I saw that I had a judgment. And I was like, judgment?
Oh, God.
Pretty much be good.
Ooh.
Bills. So it was a credit card, First USA credit card. And I was like, I don't have a First USA credit card. So I had to look at it. And, your credit report has addresses.
Mm-hmm.
Address. I'm like, whose address is that? It's familiar. It's a Jersey address. And so I did some more research, and it turns out it was someone that I thought was a friend that I met through my cousin. And I guess somehow she got my information because I was aware that, on the side she did stuff like that.
So she did things like that on the side. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But of course, that it was going to happen with us. We hung out. She went to my house and went to her house. But it turned, and it was the judgment. It was for the credit card. It was even to the point where we went to a restaurant in the city, and I remember that she had a First USA credit card. So little did I know, I was paying for my own food.
Oh my God.
So,
what was the food?
That's bold. That's really bold.
That's trifling.
Yeah, that's definitely.
She took you out on your own tab, and you didn't know it.
That's shy.
Yeah, yeah. So then, of course, because of the judgment, I had to, I was fighting with the fraud department. I was saying that wasn't me, and actually, I remember at the time, it was very stressful, and because you had to go through.
I can imagine. Yeah,
it's a lot to get things off your credit report. A lot you have to prove.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
Also, too, credit card companies, they be like, yeah, okay, you say it's not yours. And I remember, like, oh, okay, it's going to be okay. They handling it. No, they would still talk. So then a friend of mine who's an attorney, she helped me do everything free of charge, which was good. And I went through the whole steps because I guess filed a small claims. Maybe it was like $5,000 or so. Wasn't that much, but continued, did all the information. And finally, First USA, they sent a letter stating, that it wasn't me. They also vacated the judgment.
Good.
And they, after her, she paid all back. As far as with her, she did try and reach out. I didn't see her. And I guess through my cousin, and she was like, she was sorry, but that was it. We done. My credit report.
Yeah. Right.
So,
you need your credit.
Beyond that, it's like, because that's such an invasion. Like, I would feel so, you know what I'm saying? She stole
my identity.
People that do identity theft, it's normal people that you think are in some other country, behind a computer, black market, just somebody that you allowed into your home
and into your life.
And that's messed up. That's,
So you gotta watch people that you think are your friends.
Yes.
around, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, I guess maybe the signs were that she did it to other people.
Yep.
So
That's it.
Yep.
to those
My
people.
eyebrow
You
raised.
thought you were special.
Yeah.
Because you had a relationship with her and that she wouldn't do that to you.
Right.
At the end of the day, those relationship flaws, those speak to that person's character.
Right.
And you have to decide your circle. If your circle is a reflection of you, how do you look to the world?
Right.
Think about the people that are closest to you.
Yeah.
How do you look to the world based off of your circle?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I look fabulous. My circle is great. I love my circle now. But
Let me tell y'all, and it starts young. You know what I mean? Like a lot of
Mhm.
times, you know, my daughter, she was going through something similar to that. She got accepted into this program, and she's trying to understand like what's happening because she had one friend who was in the program too, and when she told her about it, she was not happy for her at all, you know, kind of didn't respond to her. And when she was like, guess what, I'm in the program with you and blah blah blah, she didn't say anything to her. No congratulations, I'm excited, nothing. Just went like mute, quiet, didn't say anything the whole summer. And then she had another friend who she said, I'm in the program, I'm so excited. And that friend was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. And I can't wait to see you. We're in the same program. And I told her, look at the differences in that. Like I taught her right away. I showed her that response from the other friend was not your friend. Because friends are supposed to support you. They're supposed to be genuinely happy for you. They're not supposed to, you know, get bothered by the fact that you're involved in something that they're involved in. That is a red flag. And she's 12. So this starts young. So I told her that friend that was excited for you and happy for you, stay friends with her because she's true. She's real. The other one, red flag. Leave that one alone.
That's a fair weather friend. They're only happy when you're down.
Yes.
If you're up on the same level as them, they don't know how to interact with you. But when you're down and your stuff is not straight and you're messy, and that's when they can be like, oh, I can be friends with her because I'm better than.
Right.
At least I'm not like her.
Yes.
No, you don't want that kind of friend. You want that friend going to celebrate you.
Right, exactly. Or just want to be ahead of you. That's that competitive thing. You know, they want to have something more than you have. Because when my daughter asked her prior, like, what is this program about? She's like, oh, it's only for certain people. Like she was saying things like that. So that goes to show she wanted to keep her out of it. She didn't want her to be a part of it. And then her behavior after showed that's not your friend. Like you need to know that that is not your friend.
Right.
You know,
and you need to know what you deserve in friendships. And you don't deserve someone who's only going to like you if they can, you know, be above you in some kind of way.
Exactly.
Not share what they have. Like, why?
And you know what, too, like Antoinette was saying, we love our circle. It's so important, like when you have friends, that they support you and that, you know, my big thing is give credit where credit is due. Okay. If you have a friend that, you know, if Antoinette has something that I like and I'm going to go get it, I'm going to tell her that I'm going to get it. I'd be like, girl, I love that. I'm going to get it. I would let you know, but I would never show up and just pretend that I came up with that idea myself. Have y'all ever had that happen to you?
Yeah.
I go above and beyond to let my friends and anybody, it's not only friends, anybody I interact with, if I got something from them, an idea, anything, I let them know I got it from you. That's like my tattoo on my wrist right here. I used to tell Angel D, my Angel D, all the time, I love that tattoo on your wrist. I love that. I'm going to get that. When I get a tattoo, I am going to get a tattoo on my wrist. Little did I know, when the We Are Listening team, when we went somebody suggested we get tattoos. We all get tattoos.
I don't know who that could be.
I don't know who that could be. But when I went, I got it there. I let her know, hey, Angel D, I got that tattoo. I didn't just show up with it on my wrist and just pretend that there was something that I just go above and beyond to give credit where credit is due to people around me. Period.
It doesn't take anything from you to just say, I got this from my friend.
Yes.
It takes nothing from you.
Yeah, right.
And you'll know, like I was speaking to Tiffany, our old intern, that we had, and she was thinking about doing a podcast, but she's been helping this other lady on the radio with her podcast. She was like, I'm going to go ahead and get started. She was like, I'm going to have a conversation with Blue first and let her know what I'm doing, because I just want her to know that even though it's been on my mind, she's really inspired me to move forward. And I'm like, that's right. Let someone know that they inspired you. There's nothing wrong with
it's nothing wrong with it. You gave me that idea. You inspired me. You know, that's when you're being true. You're being
and those
true.
people that support you will say, I love it. Let me know if you need any help, any guidance. I've been there, and let me show you where the pitfalls are so you don't stumble.
Right.
That's real friends. They're there.
Back to that blog that we did earlier on about sisterhood. It's so,
supporting.
It's a beautiful thing. It's important. But it's like a coin. It's a coin. There's two sides to every story. So just like sisterhood is a beautiful thing, there are those relationships that can exist that are toxic. And while we are as positive as we want to be and can be, we also wanted to be real and shed light to the fact that these other relationships do exist.
Right.
So we're not being hypocrites, or we're not, back on our original blog that we said. We just want to point these things out, so that hopefully if you see some of these red flags, you can avoid some of the costly mistakes, $2,000, identity theft, a pension.
Right.
So, it's just, if our stories can help you see that in something else and prevent you, or maybe if you're the person that's being toxic,
right,
or that person, maybe you'll
stop
be
it
to say, you know what, I never stopped to think how this is really affecting someone, how this is really hurting someone. Because at the end of the day, I got another job, another pension.
Yes.
She got another credit card, she got it vacated. Benet has other friends. At the end of the day, those things change, but that feeling that you left inside of us, about what you did, that will stay with us forever, and it's not cool. So, and it's never too late to change that. If that's something that you want to change about yourself, you can do it, but you're gonna have to put an effort into doing it.
Right. I had a friendship that went toxic because her daughter stole jewelry from me. And I'm the type of person, I open my home up to people because I just don't think people are going to do certain things because I would never do it, So open my home up. I was doing her a favor. We went downstairs. Her daughter was upstairs. We went downstairs so I could help her with her resume. Again, helping her as a friend, and left her daughter upstairs. I had no idea that this young lady was a thief at all. She was 13, 14 years old at the time. And I left her upstairs in my house, in, my bedroom, jewelry, things of that nature. And I didn't even realize my jewelry was missing until months later. And she started to tell me, the mom, who was my friend, started to tell me stories about her daughter stealing. My daughter stole from a friend of mine, stole her engagement rings, her diamonds. Her friend contacted her and was like, your daughter stole it. I didn't see her do it, but it's gone, blah, blah, blah. So with that being said, it started to dawn on me. It's like, wait, hold on. I haven't seen my earrings that I bought from Jamaica in a while. And, I went looking for them and I could not find them. And then I ended up seeing her daughter on Facebook with my earrings on. I saw her and I tried to call her. I left her voicemails. I was like, your daughter stole my earrings. She's in, pictures with them. I want my earrings back, And first she ignored me. Me and her were kicking it too, friends and, hanging out. I brought her to New York. We were hanging, things like that. And I kept contacting her. She would not answer me. I sent her messages on Facebook because I could see that she was active. Told her your daughter stole my earrings. She ended up telling me that there was nothing that she can do about it. Her daughter, she's having issues with her daughter and there was nothing she can do about it. So I ended that friendship. I never got my earrings back. I just ended that friendship and just didn't have anything else to do with her. I don't need friends like that in my life.
Yeah.
And Benet really does open her house. Because I remember I went to, when Benet was living in the Midwest, I went to go see her. And Benet left me in her house, went to work. And she was like, oh, you didn't go? I was like, no, I went to the bathroom and the room I'm sleeping in. There's no need to venture out.
You didn't see the pig in the closet?
We want to tell you that pig story at another time.
Right. We need too much time. But yeah, I just,
You don't do that to people. Renee welcomed me into her house. I needed to respect her space. I wasn't going to go snooping. And that's what your friend or ex-friend should have done, respected your space.
Yes, and she should have warned me that her daughter was trouble. Like, we're downstairs and she's upstairs. You should have let me know that so I can make the decision if I wanted her to be there or not. And if I said,
lock up all your good stuff.
Right.
I'm going to comment on that one because as a parent, if I have a child who I cannot, if I feel like I've lost that control, then guess what? I'm going to be very mindful of what positions I put this child in, because apparently maybe she was a klepto and she couldn't help herself. So now it becomes my responsibility as the parent of this minor child. That was on that parent.
Right.
So anywho.
Yes.
Some takeaway.
Yes. Let's talk about the positive things that Zoe posted first.
Okay.
Yay. So, qualities in a healthy friendship. Communication, and y'all can chime in at any time. Support, we talked about. Equal power dynamic. Trust, empathy, being able to put yourself in your friend's shoes, not being judgmental, but being able to genuinely put yourself in their shoes. Giving each other the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
Respect.
R-E-S-P-E-T.
Yes, helping you to be the best. Helping you to be the best version of yourself. At being an active listener and inspiring you to do better, pushing you to do more. You can do it. You got this. Oh, I want to pursue this. I remember Cass was telling me about a job position that she was going for. And I told her, do it. Go for it. You can do it. I gave her a lot of.
And I haven't looked back since.
Yes. And she had some apprehension. And I said, no, you can do it. Do it, and I'm here for you.
Renee, they asking for this. And she's like, okay, Ann.
Right.
She's like, what's the worst that could happen? I was like, I don't get it. She goes, okay then.
And they won't know.
And guess what? I got it. Been at that job for 5 years now.
Yes.
So that your friends want the better for you.
They
and
push.
When they say active listening, a lot of people go, well, I listened. No, we're waiting to speak. We're not listening.
Right.
Active listening. You're leaning in. You're taking in what they're saying.
I was going to say a friend also is someone that is always there for you, and what they're telling you is because they love you and they care about you. And that's a friend, a cheerleader, and they're not going to steer you wrong. Now, whether or not you choose to go left when you should go right, that's up to you. But
you don't want yes ma'ams in your life. You want people that's going to be 110% with you. You could support somebody, but be honest at the same time. You could tell them.
But you need to, because you're not going to grow if someone constantly tells you yes.
Yes.
No, I'm telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Right. And then you make a decision.
A toxic friend will tell you what you want to hear. That's that manipulation. That's that malicious intent. They're telling you, go ahead, go do that. That's bad. Knowing you're going to fall on your face.
Yeah. Yes.
So just because someone tells you yes all the time, they're not your friend.
Right.
Be careful.
And you have to be open to constructive criticism from your friends too. If you're doing something, you can't be closed to hearing opposition. Some friends are closed to hearing opposition. They, if you say something opposite of what they're talking to you about because you don't agree, they get upset with you. And then that's that toxic drama, that ends up happening. And that should never happen. There should be a respect there and communication where you can be honest with your friends and still agree to disagree peacefully.
Yeah, my two best friends have no problem telling me the truth, whether I want to hear it or not.
Yes.
But in the long run, I know that it's only coming from a place of love.
Those are people you want in your circle.
Yeah. I know what they're I don't want to hear it. I want to do it. But they're like, listen, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, you're right.
This is your
because I know they're not going to steer me wrong.
This is your first time tuning in. Then you know by the banter back and forth that Renee and I we're best friends.
Yes.
Have been since
That's her best friend. That's her best friend.
Since I was 10 years old. And we'll have conversations about other people in their relationships. And the one thing that I'm just so blessed to say that we'll be like, I can't believe they did that to each other. Wow, like
we just don't get
so
it.
Foreign to us that we don't understand.
That's
like
true.
even at the point when I was transitioning and relocating, I was staying with Vinay and my family. I say, I was staying with them, and you know, people would be like, "You're staying there with her husband, and she's okay." Ew, what are you talking about? Why? and they'll be like, "That's my best friend, but ain't no."
No, we don't worry about things like that.
That's sad. That's sad to me. That is foreign. I don't even comprehend.
Exactly.
The level of trust that I have with her is like unsurpassed.
It's not even, it's not even a question, a thought, a second guess. Like,
if somebody was to come to me and be like, I seen Vinay and your boy, girl, you was a whole lot. Lies. Away from me. Yes. Like, you know.
Lies you tell.
Like, exactly.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful thing to have a good friend.
It is.
You know, it's such a beautiful thing.
And that's y'all beautiful ladies on here, Bestie and Cass and Di.
Because there's levels to relationships. She's my best friend, yes. But I have other friends that I'm very, very, very close to as well. And the one thing that is the same across the board is that I have a level of trust and respect and love for these women, and I'm very supportive of them, and they are very supportive of me.
Yes.
I don't ever have to question whether or not they rock for me or not, and I know they do. And everyone deserves that. And if you are in a situation where you're experiencing something the opposite from that, or if this relationship is one-sided, you're always them, you're always texting them, you're always there for them, but the one time you need them for something, there's always an excuse. I can't make it for your party because of this, or I can't make it to this. But what is the purpose of you even? Why?
Right.
You can get contacted my phone.
Right.
Or they want to call you. They need you because they need to talk to you and vent.
They need you. They need you. Yeah. But you don't have them.
Other. But there's nothing. There's reciprocity. There has to be reciprocity in a relationship. It's toxic if they're draining you like that. It's you know, get rid of them and get a good circle.
There's no shame in burning that bridge. No shame.
None.
I will say it. There's no shame. People like to say, "Oh, but we've been friends for so long." Have you? Or have you been their friend for so long?
Right. Exactly. And I wanted to touch on the best friend thing. Don't feel pressure to have a best friend. Don't feel pressure to just have a best friend, to say you have a best friend. When that person does not live up to that expectation and not treating you fairly and with respect, that's a high level of friendship to call somebody a best friend. So don't just settle for, anybody just to say they're your best friend. If you're seeing red flags, I don't care if you've been calling them your best friend for 2 years, not your best friend.
2 years or 20 years, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You have to keep your circle positive. And again, it piggybacks off of what we were talking about with sisterhood. That circle, your friends. If your friends should be supportive and there for you. You should not have any drama, heavy drama. You agree to disagree. You don't always agree with everything, but you respect each other to not have a big argument, a big disagreement where you're not speaking and things of that nature. Like that, it has to be a two-way street, and you have to keep the communication open. And if one is not doing it, they're not your friend. So
well said.
We just wanted to do this, and we're going to be doing more topics about relationships coming up. As I said, we're positive, we're supportive, we're empowering, and it wouldn't be fair for us not to tell you guys about real life situations that you should be, bracing yourself for, because you're going to run into it. Okay. So we want to share our stories because we're all human and we've all gone through things. Okay?
And if you want to hear us speak about a certain topic, or you want to know our opinion about something, reach out to us. And we'll definitely tackle it, because we're always trying to figure out, what are we going to talk about next week or the next time.
Yes, we definitely like to hear. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. And we will be talking with you soon. And what is our next topic that we said we're going to talk about? It's relationships again, but it's with relationships with significant others.
Others.
Going to
yes.
be talking. You're not going to want to miss this.
Part 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
6, 7.
Yes.
You're going to need a big bag of popcorn for that next one.
Yes. So we will see you guys. So stay tuned and have a blessed day.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.